Hi friends, today we are discussing to create base Weblogic installation as well as domain creation. Okay, so I'm going to log into my machine. Okay, I placed all important jars and RPMs on the download folder. So first let me install JDK. So using RPM command, rpm-ivh, I'm just installing JDK version. This is JDK 8, the latest one. So I'm going to install JDK right now, and after that I'm going to install Weblogic 12c jar. So the latest version 12c we are getting as a jar. Before versions on before version we got something like .bin file, but the latest 12c onwards they are providing us .jar file. Okay, now how to install WebLogic 12c as a jar file? We need to extract jar file, so you can use it like this. So I'm not at uh, export any of the Java home path, so that's why I'm just going to user Java under JDK 1.8 under 40 bin Java hyphen jar, and you just place as a WebLogic generic.jar file. So now it will gonna install as a console mode. Why? Because this is I'm just trying to install using command mode or from putty. So on default, if my machine is not going to support on GUI mode, it will next go and install as a console mode. Okay, right now it is trying to extract that jar. After completion of that one, it will go and install a basic generic WebLogic base installation. So using the base installation, you can create a domain. Okay. So let's wait for some more time. So once base extraction completes, then we will get like uh, on different ways of base installation, something like custom or typical mode. So we can see once this comes. Yeah, looks like it's 100% extracting. Extracting. So yeah, now you just click as enter here. Okay. So now I'm just going to use default one. If you want to create your custom directory, you can give something like whatever you want. Okay, but if you are going to use this default one, just click as enter. And here I don't want any security updates, that's why I'm just clicking as 3 and just hitting as enter button. So here we need to provide as no and enter. Do you wish to bypass? Yes, you just, oh sorry, 3, no and enter. And here you need to give as yes and enter, so that you may not get any security update. Why? Because we don't have any support account, or we don't have any direct support. Why? Because we are just using this chart for learning purpose, right? So I just put it as receive security update as no, so that it can bypass email and password. So here you have two different options. One is a typical mode and second one is a custom mode. Custom mode, if you are going to select custom mode, you can add any of the example codes or example domains in your machine. Okay, so for typical, they will you can able to directly get Weblogic server and Oracle coherence. Apart from, if you go and click as custom, you will get typical, as well as if you can add example codes also. See here. So if you see here XX, that means it is going to select it. So if you want to select here, for example, I want to add the server example under Weblogic server. Now here you just give as 1.10 and just click as next. So this one already it's already selected. Okay, so like this, and just click as enter. If you want coherence example, you just give as go and give as 2.2, then it would be selected. Then you can give as next. So the main difference between typical and custom is under custom you can add example codes into your environment. Okay, so now here it is expecting two different JDKs. Right now in my machine I have a local JDK, and initially I installed JDK 1.8, right? So I'm using JDK 1.8, that one as a default one on this machine. So I'm just clicking as enter. Okay, right now my domain or my Weblogic base installation is taking this JDK. Okay, JDK 1.8.0 underscore 40. Now these two, if you are just click as enter, then these two things will gonna install. Okay. So let's see, all these different components are going to install under your Weblogic's base installation, and just click as enter. So it is going to install on your Linux operating system all these different components. So even we selected server example and evaluation, database, XQuery support, Weblogic server clients, third party database drivers, okay, PubSub server, HTTP server, default server configuration related components. You will get all the things. So if you are going to select it, so all these different components is going to installing on your Linux machine right now. So once this step completes, so you need to create a domain on this machine. Okay, so let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes. This will gonna complete. Just wait for one, not more than 1 or 2. I mean, not more than 2 minutes. It will gonna complete. So, and this type of installation we call it as a console mode. Okay. So if you have a graphical user interface type of operating system, something like if you are going to install on your Windows operating system, or if you have a X, uh, graphical mode of Linux operating system environment, if you have, then you can install as a GUI mode of installations. Okay. So right now my installation looks like it came to completion state. Let's complete all these different steps. So once it's completes, we can proceed to create domain. So let's complete it. Um, and guys, if you whoever watching my YouTube channel, if you have any question, comment out. Comment out in a comment section so that we can discuss something more if you want anything. So on this step, whatever example domains we selected for server examples, that particular task right now it is going to install, installing now. Okay, once completion of this one, almost everything looks like complete. Installation task would be complete. Okay, the next step, we need to create our domain, whatever domain you want for your application site. So that one we need to create. So this domain creation is example, example course. This would be useful for. So let me show you where all these components are going to install. Okay, let me show you on another session. So at the initial time, we created our WebLogic uh, middleware. Home path would be root Oracle middleware. So all these components right now is installing on this machine. Okay. So now once completion of all these tasks, we need to install base domain. Okay, so for installing base domain, we need to go WLS server 12.1, and here we need to go under common bin under common bin path. This is the path. uh, here you can get config.sh and config underscore builder.sh. So using these two things you can able to create your domain. Okay, so now I'm going to create domain using this config.sh file. Okay, so let's complete all these tasks so that we can move to creation of domain. Okay, so let's wait for some more time. So, okay, anyway, it is still going on. Example codes are going. Still, it is installing on this machine. So let me go and install my domain on uh, another session. Why? Because all base installation steps are completed. So right now example code is trying to install on your Linux operating system or Linux machine. Okay, so even parallelly you can create a new domain. So I'm just now the entire, even including example course, everything installed on my machine. Just click as enter. Okay, you just click as enter. Now my base installation of WebLogic task got completed. Let me go as I already show you, like root Oracle middleware WLS server 12.1. Under common you have a bin folder. Here you will get config.sh file. You just run as a shell script. So you can run like this. This is going to be a shell script. So if you are going to be like this, obviously it will gonna install like a console mode. Why? Because we don't have a graphical mode of installation on my machine. Okay, so it is trying to install as a console mode of installation of my domain. Okay, see here, the first primary it will gonna give as a GUI mode. After that, if you don't have any graphical support, it will gonna switch into console mode. Okay, so anyway, it switched it to console mode. Now here, this is the first window you will get. So now I'm going to install as a new domain, and you just click as enter button here. Why? Because the default one here, you can see this one already selected. Okay, so if you just click as enter, this one automatically it gets the first priority. So here you just click as an enter button. This is the default one. So it's the basic WebLogic platform components. Why? Because we don't have any custom template. Why? Because this is the first time you are going to install your domain, right? So that you just click as a enter here. Yeah. So the next step is all the basic components which are related to your domain creation. Other things is going to install. So on this, the priority one or default one is going to install only WebLogic server domain. If you want any more other components, something like a zip server or web services, so if you have any requirement, you can go and select these two things. If you want to select these remaining things, if you just give as a 2 and just enter it, here this one is going to select. Okay, so here you are seeing some X value, some X or into mark. So that would be something like a selection. Okay, so here you can for example, see here I'm just click as a 2 and my selection got it's removed. My X is going to remove here. So like this. So I'm just using basic WebLogic server domain, but I don't want other components. So I'm just clicking as enter button here. If you want anything, you just give this number 4 and just click as enter. So it will gonna select the next tab. You will just click as enter. Okay. So here, if you want to give a domain name, you just click as 1 and just provide a name. So instead of 1, you just give whatever name you want. So I'm just give as test WebLogic. Okay. So here it will gonna you just give us a enter button. So here you can see as your domain as test WebLogic. Okay, so my domain name is a test WebLogic, and now you need to give a password here. You just give us a 2, and here you can give password. Password should be 8 characters, so I'll just give us 1 to 8 numbers, and again you need to click 3 and you just give 8 characters, 1 to 8 numbers, and just click as enter button. So now it's asked you 2 different types of mode. One is production mode and 2 is development mode. So it depends on your installation. You need to select development mode and production mode. The main difference is if you are going to provide just for developers purpose or just for testers purpose, you just select as development mode. Why? Because they are not going to use couple of managed servers. They're going to just install, or whoever wants a single server installation or single Linux machine installation. So that time you just give as a development mode. For development mode, administration task is going to be very simple. For production mode, if whoever wants multiple different multiple managed servers or live, for production code is going to install on all these different managed servers. So that time you can select as production mode. And this development mode is useful for developers who build their code and immediately they can install their code onto this environment. For production mode, it is going to very useful for production, pre-prod or stress environment. Whoever do performance testing or whoever use the live code from the outside of the world, they're gonna use production mode. So as an admin, if you are going to install as a production server, so that time you just give as a production mode. Okay, so here there is a 2 different JDKs presently is available on my machine. So anyway, I used Sun JDK 1.8 on when my base WebLogic installation created, so automatically that would be a default one. You can use it, just click as a next, and here you just click as a enter. So I don't want to create manage servers, clusters and machine right now, so I will go and explain you after next sessions. I will go and explain you the remaining things. So now you just click as a enter. Obviously whenever you are going to create a domain, your admin server is going to install. You no need to even worry to give as first option. Obviously it will takes. Okay, for any domain installation, defaultly we have one and only one admin server and 0 to n number of managed servers under a single domain. Okay, I will explain you how to create managed servers on remote machine and how to create managed server under admin server. Okay, so these two things I will gonna explain you on later classes. So let me show you where my domain installed. Okay, so you need to go under middleware. Middleware home should be root Oracle middleware. Okay, here we have a user projects. Under domains you have, oh sorry, at the time of my domain installation I provided my domain name as 1, so that's why it's not changed. So here our domain is a 1. I forget to update the test domain name. Okay, nothing to worry. Okay, for here my domain name is a 1. Okay, so let's start my server. So at initial time it would expect username and password. Okay, so now it is going to expect username and password. Why? Because we are not yet give your Weblogic domain password while starting your server. Okay, here sorry. Yeah, looks like made a small mistake. Let me queue. Okay, let me start dot slash start weblogic.sh. Okay, so at initial time you no need to give as end symbol. Why? Because if you are going to give end symbol, your machine can't take your username here. So Weblogic, I'm just giving my username as Weblogic and password as y678. Okay, anyway, now my Weblogic installation, my domain installation is going to take place. Okay, next step we need to take care of creating this username and password. So if you are going to create username and password, so each and every time you no need to give from command line mode. Okay, so that's why you need to create or you need to create boot.properties file. Okay, let me show you. So under domain you will get some servers. Under here right now on this machine I have admin server. So here you need to create another folder which is called as security. So here we need to create boot dot properties file. So here you just give as username equal to Weblogic, password equal to 1234567 8. Just save this file so that on next time while you start your domain or you start your admin server, so it won't expect username and password from you. Instead of, it's going to read this file, this boot.properties, and it will collect username and password from here. And on the next step, whatever we just edited, you something like a ASCII code, ASCII characters, right? It will gonna encrypt this file and it will gonna change as an encrypted file on next restart. Okay, so anyway, my WebLogic installation got completed. Let me check here. So while using for admin server we have a console. So how to using this console you can administer or you can do or you can install or you can deploy your application. You can install managed servers, you can install machine, you can configure JDBC, you can configure JMS, whatever you want. So entire administrating task you can going to maintain on this console. Okay, so how to use this console? This 7001 is the default port for your WebLogic servers. Okay, this console context path which is you need to provide it. Why? Because if you want to use WebLogic console, so that this context name should be as a console, and you just click as enter button here, so that the next step you will get a console page. So using this console you can your task would be very simple. Okay. Oh, let me check, is this port is running or not. Sorry, it's shut down. So now you can check it. I'm just started my server. So let's see. Once I'm just restarting the server. Okay. So once it came to running state, you can able to see a WebLogic console. So see here, it is going to read boot.property file for username and password. So if this boot.property file is not available, that time your server is expecting from you to give a username and password. So let's complete this one. This is my remote Linux operating system. Currently I installed this one using a VMware. So this is the machine you are right now seeing on Putty session. Okay, let's wait for 1 minute. Once it came up, we can able to see the console. Okay, so let's see here. So how to check the current, how to check the process ID? You can check, first you need to check your Weblogic process ID. Here I installed admin server, so netstat -tulnp grep 41109. Okay, so this is my IP address with the port number. So let me try it from here again. Or on this box also you can check. So anywhere. So here I'm seeing I'm not able to access due to some network conflict. So let me show you from here. So this is the main machine, main Linux operating system. Yeah, let me show you from here. Local host, or you can give IP address whatever you want. So 7001/console. Okay, so like this you can able to see our Weblogic console. Okay, so on here we install application. So let's start -glp grep-java. Okay, and even you can, let me show you, /console. See here. So on this box you can so if it is the same box, even you can create you can open a web page like localhost, or you can give as a IP with port number. On my Windows machine, due to some network conflict on a VMware side, I'm not accessing this 7001 port. I need to open few ports from my uh, uh, VMware Linux, on my Linux machine. Okay, I will do it. So this is the way you can install WebLogic. Thank you guys, thanks for watching. On next video I will share you how to create manage server and how to create node manager, how to create a machine. So these things, and once again I will create a new domain, and I will show you all the steps once again on your next session. Thank you guys, thanks for watching.